Kaizoku! Oiwa naru! We're back. Ran my grandpa to the hospital today. Got all my Christmas shopping done. And rendered and uploaded the video earlier. So, I'm gonna work on another one right here, right now. And get a little ahead of the game. And yeah, coming back from where we just left off earlier today with chapter 12, Dog. And premise of this one is obviously going to be around a dog, and we'll get into his name. I don't even know it off the top of my head, but like I said, I don't really care for these chapters a ton. But let's get into the chapter. Let's flip a page or two and see what's between it. So Buggy and his crew are scanning all over the village, looking for Luffy, Nami, and Zoro, since they bailed out from the tavern earlier after they fired the buggy ball and blew up all the buggy pirates. I mean, they didn't get hurt, but they're pissed and not stoked about it. They've kind of been made fools of the situation. And so Buggy calls in one of his upper echelon of his crew. I forget where his placement is. It's his first mate. So first guy to join. Doesn't mean he necessarily has a ton more power than anyone else in the crew, but he is the first mate. It just varies from crew to crew. Some first mates are, they're commanders, they're leaders within the crew, and other first mates are just kind of, they're just reliable. They've been there. They still hold a prestige, but they're just the first mate. And so yeah. Buggy just, he's trying to get his crew riled up. He's like, "You're gonna let them fool us? They're gonna let them make us look like trash." It's like, it's time to show them what we've really got. And they, it says, "Bring out the wild animal show." So, circus performer type. Which is the general theme of the Buggy Pirates. They're all kind of different aspects of a circus for the most part. I mean, most of the general henchmen are just kind of dressed like clowns or goofy and stuff like that. And you got Buggy, who has the red nose and total clown attire, just except for the bike horn. And then you have, who he introduced here is Mohji, and Mohji is an animal tamer, essentially a lion tamer mostly, but he says he can tame any animal. And he has an animal shows how they put it, but he just essentially can work the animals to his favor. Not a devil fruit, nothing like that. He's just talented with animals for some reason. He's good at training. There's this big lion he rides on, and his name's Richie. I don't think it says it here, but Richie. And yeah, even the crew's like stoked. They're all like hyped, like he's the hype man. Like, oh, he's bringing out Mohji. And he wants to fight Zoro, because Zoro, like, Luffy's a nobody to all these guys. He's just a moron. But Zoro, he's got the prestige of being the pirate hunter. And he's been after all these pirates, so they think, taking them out will raise up their value as pirates. And so yeah, he's like, "Can I take Zoro's head?" And Buggy's like, "Take any part you want." Then we get a little panel of a dog here. Oh, and the cover page was just Luffy, Nami, and Zoro. There's one pose where it's just them like normal, and then there's a small panel section on the side next to them that's like them in their like kind of fighting mode. And just kind of how they look when they're fighting, I guess. And cut back over to the different side of town, and it's Zoro's saying, "I think we're far gnugh from the tavern that they probably won't catch up to us real soon here." And you see Luffy trying to bite through these metal bars, just gnawing at him, bouncing around. And Zoro's like, "Okay, we gotta figure out what to do with this cage." He's like, "Can't be just stuck inside." He's dragging him, but he's like, lost too much blood. He's like, "I gotta rest," and he just straight over. And Zoro turns his head to the left and sees a dog just staring at him. And there's this pom sound effect. Dog's just stared at him weird. And so I was like, what's with you, dog?" And Luffy's like, "Dog, hey, dog." He's all stoked to see a pet. And like, it's not moving really. And Zoro's just already over. He's just leaning. He's like, "Well, if he's not gonna do anything, who cares? It's none of our business." And Luffy can't stop fiddling with the dog. He pokes it between the. I don't know why he does this. He just like pokes the dog in the eyes. Dog turns and bites his face. The next thing they're like at it, he's like trying to rip it into the cage. He's fighting it, and Zoro's getting pissed. He's just trying to relax and calm down, figure out what to do, and he just starts screaming at Luffy because he's making all this noise. God, I've lost too much blood, and just passes out again. And Nami shows up, and she just starts, kind of criticizing him for laying on the side of the street. And Luffy continues on with the, "Oh, our navigator showed up." To which she replies, "I never agreed to that." And she just came back to say thanks to them for saving her. And she throws the key in front of Luffy, and Luffy's like, "Hell yeah, you stole the key." And she's like, "Yeah, I wasn't gonna give it to you, but since you saved us and all," she's like, "But I left my treasure and map back there." Luffy's just so stoked. And Zoro even, kind of calms down. He's like, "Oh, finally success. This, wasn't all for nothing." And Dog picks up the key and swallows it right in front of him. They all just are like, and Luffy grabs the dog and just starts strangling it. He's just like, "Spit it up, you bastard!" He's like, "It's not food." And dog runs off, and mayor of the town shows up. His name's Boodle. He's kind of an interesting looking fellow. I guess since the buggies, pirates are occupying him, he's got his war gear on, but he's got all this armor on and a spear. And he's like, "Darn whippersnappers!" He's like, "You picking on Chou Chou?" Yeah, that's right. The dog's name was Chou Chou. God, I hate Chou Chou. It's not that I hate him. It's just dumb. I don't know. And anyways, Zoro's like, "Who the hell is this dude?" And he tells him, that he's the mayor. And takes Zoro off into this house and patches him up, and so he's sleeping. And he kind of explains about the dog, and how he's the only one left in town besides Chou Chou, and that he's guarding this pet's food store, and that he just comes to feed him every so often. Like, "Oh, so he's a guard dog." He's like, "Kind of weird for a pet food store, but okay." So the mayor was apparently friends with the owner, and about 10 years ago, him and Chou Chou opened up this little shop. They'd spent, most of their days there running the shop. He'd leave Chou Chou in charge of the merchandise, and so on. But eventually, he kind of had to leave. But Chou Chou's still been staying guarding the shop, and he's been fighting off the pirates. He's got all these cuts and bruises all over him. And Nami's like, "I know this shop means a lot to him, but isn't it kind of cruel? Is the owner at this refuge shelter with the others?" And the mayor's like, No, he's not. He got sick and he passed away. And he went into the hospital, I guess, 3 months ago. Chou Chou stayed and guarded the shop like he normally would. And Nami's like, "Oh, so he's been waiting for his owner to come back. He doesn't know he's dead." And Mayor says, everyone thinks that, but Chou Chou's a smart dog. He's like, he knows his master's dead, but he still holds dear the shop, It's his treasure. It's like what he holds closest that him and his master had. And he just loves his owner, and so he loves the store and wants to keep it going. And the mayor's been trying to get Chou Chou to go to the shelter because I guess he's kind of like, a town friend to everyone. Everyone knows Chou Chou. They're all pretty close here. And but he won't leave his post, and so the mayor just comes and feeds him, lets him keep on. And just as they're discussing all this, there's a huge roar and bursts in Mohji, the lion tamer, which the mayor knows by name, so apparently he's been terrorizing the town. And Luffy's just talking to the dog. He's like, "Hey, something's coming this way, dude. Give me that key." Dog just like, "Warf." Dog doesn't care. Doesn't trust Luffy. Like you said, he's a smart dog. There's a lot of communication that kind of transfers between Luffy and the dog in the next couple chapters. Uh, yeah, Mohji rolls up on Luffy in the cage. He just, declares that he's the first mate and all that garbage. And he's like, well, looks like everyone's abandoned you. He's like, and after all the effort everyone put forward for you, he's like, you guys got Buggy really worked up. He's like, really pissed off the Hornet's Nest in this sense. And Luffy just, no mind. He's like, what's with the ears? Is this some kind of weird costume? Because Mohji has this, like, mane of hair from his beard all the way around to his head, and then he's got these, like, little ears, like kind of like cute bear ears or whatever. And then he's got, like, I don't know if it's on his actual chest or it's like a vest, but it looks like he has the same kind of hair on his whole chest and this weird crop top type of look. And so he's like, Luffy asks him, he's like, some kind of weird costume, and he's like, no, that's my hair. Points up at it, and Luffy's like, what? It's even weirder, man. Moji's kind of gets a little insecure. He's like, shut up. And he's like, maybe you think you're safe in that cage, but he's like, if you really think so, you don't know who I am. And then Nami and the mayor are just peeking around the corner. They're like, why is Luffy provoking that guy? And yeah, the mayor even says, like, is that boy Addlebrand? And very much so. Luffy doesn't read the air at all. But Mohji goes on, unfazed by Luffy's moronic nature. Kind of calms down. He's like, there's not an animal alive that I can't control. He's like, even that mutt, Chou Chou he's talking about. He's like, I control him in an instant. He sticks his hand out. He's like, shake. And Chou Chou just, chomps down on his hand. Chou Chou knows who he is. And instantly Mohji just back on Richie, just ignoring what happened. He's like, just a nobody. And Luffy's just laughing. He's like, the dog gotcha. And Moji's more concerned about knowing where Zoro is, though. Like I said, they all see Zoro as this new captain or pirate leader or whatever. They just see him as a way more important objective than Luffy himself. They're just annoyed at Luffy for, him being a part of these situations, I guess. Not knowing that he's, like, kind of directly responsible for everything that's happening. So Richie, the lion, just, like, attacks him because Moji's like, get rid of him, kill him. And he rips the cage apart. And, Nami's, like, blown away at the power. And the mayor's just kind of, that boy's a goner. And Luffy's stoked. He's like, yeah, I'm free. He, like, jumps out of the cage now it's ripped open, dodges the lion attack. The lion swings back and just sends him flying, sends Luffy flying into one of the houses. And Moji's just, nobody could have survived that. Like, come on, Richie, let's go find Zoro. Now he's underestimating Luffy, which a lot of people do early on. After he gets reputable, everyone knows not to mess with Luffy. Not that people don't mess with him, but for the most part, they're not as dumb. They try to trick him. They don't underestimate him as much. And he's just more focused on building his reps. So Mohji heads off to look for Zoro, and Richie starts getting angry, and he's kind of sniffing around. And he's like, all right, go to the pet store. We'll get you some food real quick. Get you a quick snack. And Chou Chou's not cool with that. He doesn't want him stealing 1 and 2, just busting in his shop. He doesn't like these pirates. Cuts over to Luffy, who just got sent flying through the town. He, like, went through a whole set of buildings. He's like, whoa, knocked me through those houses straight to the street behind it, Like, at least I'm out of that cage. He's like, now I'm gonna show all these clowns and make that thief Nami my navigator. Never gives up, man. I said, bullheaded to the end, but he always gets him on the crew. Always gets him. The people he wants, for the most part, always gets him on the crew. He's got the gumption now and the objective. He's making Nami his navigator. Gonna beat up the buggy clowns. And he's gonna set things right. He's done playing stupid. People pissed him off finally. And yeah. Chapter 12, the dog, and next chapter we'll get into kind of more talk about what treasure is to a lot of people in One Piece, at least the people Luffy seems to respect. And that they're part of his adventure. We'll also get into more with Chou Chou. Chou Chou. Hate that dog. But no, they do some alright stuff with the chapter. I like Buggy. Like, I really do enjoy Buggy in the parts he's in, but it only gets better. Only gets better. Chou Chou kind of sucks. Oh, it doesn't get better. It goes to friggin' Usopp's arc next. The Bratier arc. That's all we gotta do. We gotta get to the Bratier arc. It's like 20 or 30 chapters away, but we'll get there. And smooth sailing. Great One Piece the rest of the way. Stuff I get so stoked about. But anyways, this chapter's kind of a giveaway. It's just more about the dog and Luffy. Not much to retain or pull out of here other than the dog kind of represents the people of the town without them being there. So it gives Luffy a lot of motive for fighting in this arc. Other than that, it's just the mayor and the dog. Mayor's alright. He's a nice guy. But anyways, chapter 12, dog, done and over with. Ah!